Welcome home.
Aquaman's first run was a great movie. We saw Aquaman as the King of Atlantis ascended to the throne with Mera at his side after a long adventure in which he gained the Trident of Atlan and found his mother, Atlanna, still alive. Atlanna is reunited with Aquaman's father, Thomas Curry. We are left with Aquaman and Mera leading Atlantis. The mid-credits scene left us with a clue of what is waiting for us in Aquaman 2. We also found some other useful information and wanted to share it with you. This is what we found. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. The first Aquaman. Before getting to the next installment of Aquaman, let's first have a look at the first movie again just to refresh our memories. In Maine in 1985, a lighthouse keeper called Thomas Curry, Temuera Morrison, rescues Queen Atlanna, Nicole Kidman, Queen of Atlantis, and falls in love with her. They eventually have a son, Arthur, Jason Momoa, who is born with the power to communicate with marine life forms. Atlanna is forced to return to Atlantis and entrust her advisor, Vulko, to train Arthur, who becomes a skilled warrior. He, however, rejects Atlantis after learning that Atlanna was executed for having a half-breed son. The present time in the movie is 1 year after the events of Justice League. Aquaman stops a group of pirates from hijacking a Russian nuclear submarine. Aquaman kills the captain, Jesse Kane, Michael Beach, the father of David Kane, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, during the confrontation. David vows revenge. Another Russian submarine attacks Atlantis. Orm, Patrick Wilson, the Ocean Master, succeeds in destroying it and uses it as an excuse to start a war. Nereus, Dolph Lundgren, King of Zebul, joins Orm in his cause. But Mera, Amber Heard, daughter of Zebul and Orm's betrothed, does not agree with the men's ideas regarding war. Mera travels to the surface to ask Arthur for help. She gains his trust after saving Thomas's life after he drowns in a tsunami sent by Orm. She persuades Arthur to travel back to Atlantis, where Vulko urges Arthur to find the Trident of Atlan, which belonged to the first ruler of Atlantis. With this, he can reclaim his place as the true king of Atlantis. During the meeting, Orm's men ambush them. Mera and Vulko escape unseen, but Arthur is captured. Arthur is presented to Orm, who offers Arthur the opportunity to leave. Arthur, however, chooses to duel Orm. In the fight, Orm nearly kills Arthur, who is rescued by Mera with a submersible. The two of them travel to the Sahara Desert, where the Trident was forged. They unlock a holographic message, which sends them to Sicily, Italy. Here, they receive the coordinates of the Trident of Atlan. But Orm has provided David with a prototype Atlantean battlesuit to kill Arthur with. Orm also imprisons Vulko and gets the Atlanteans, known as the Fishermen, to pledge their allegiance to him. David has fixed the Atlantean battlesuit and christens himself Black Manta. He ambushed Arthur and Mera in Sicily together with a detachment of Orm's men. He manages to injure Arthur, but is thrown off a cliff to his death while Mera dispatches the soldiers of Orm with arrows made from red wine. Mera and Arthur travel to the place where the Trident is supposed to be, and Mera tends to Arthur's wounds. At the location, they are attacked by amphibious monsters, but fend them off and are transported through a wormhole to the center of the earth. Here, Arthur discovers his mother, Atlanna, is still alive. She was sacrificed to the Trench, but survived. To get the Trident, Arthur must fight a huge sea monster named Carathin. He obtains the Trident and vows to protect Atlantis and the surface world. Orm and his army attack the Kingdom of the Brine, a kingdom made up of the crustaceans, with the aim of completing Orm's surface war preparations. Arthur and Mera, with the help of Carathin and the monsters from the Trench, intervene and battle Orm's army. Orm's followers renounce their loyalty to him and follow Arthur instead, after seeing he wields the Trident of Atlan. Arthur defeats Orm in single combat. Atlanna returns to the surface and is reunited with Thomas Curry. Arthur ascends to the throne with Mera by his side. Then there is a mid-credit scene where we learn that David is still alive. He was rescued by Dr. Stephen Shin, a scientist who is obsessed with Atlantis. David agrees to lead him to Atlantis if he helps in gaining revenge on Arthur. Aquaman 2 release date. The original Aquaman was a massive hit for Warner Bros. Studio, grossing more than $1.14 billion at the worldwide box office, and the sequel has been a high priority for the studio. The film is set to debut on December 16, 2022. This means that Aquaman 2 will hit cinemas 4 years after the first film, Aquaman. Of course, though this date could change depending on the global health situation. Momoa told RadioTimes.com last year, "It's all mapped out, but I wouldn't say they've got the final script just yet. That's not filming till next year, 2020. There has not been any indication as to the effect the global situation has had on this production schedule. We sure hope it stays that way. The cast of Aquaman 2. Warner Brothers has yet to officially announce the cast, but we know that Jason Momoa is keen to reprise the role of Arthur Curry in Aquaman, and you can probably expect to see Amber Heard, Mera, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Black Manta. We may also see the return of Dolph Lundgren as Nereus, Nicole Kidman, Adlana, and William Dafoe, Noidus Vulko, but nothing has been officially announced yet. Mera was in almost every scene of Aquaman, so leaving her out would not make sense. She's also the penultimate sense of Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Even though the cinematic masterpieces is not canon, it still shows the importance of Mera. Ocean Master/Orm actor Patrick Wilson does seem to have confirmed his involvement in the sequel. I'm slightly briefed on Orm-related matters. I just throw a little dart here and there. I'll say, so what about this? And James Wan will say, well, this is what I'm thinking. I can tell you that even his concepts for Aquaman 2 are pushing it even further, via Hollywood Reporter. What is not confirmed is if star Nicole Kidman will return as Adlana. Chances seem slim because she is involved in a number of other projects, including the TV miniseries 9 Perfect Strangers, where Kidman is one of the executive producers. She is filming Being the Ricardos, and most importantly, she is supposed to be in a new television series titled Roar. Is it possible that she will be able to be a part of these projects and still film for Aquaman 2? William Dafoe will probably also return as Vulko because his role is important. He is in fact busy with 5 other projects, so no one would assume if he does appear in the sequel, then Kidman should also be able to do it. A brand new addition to Aquaman 2 is Alum Peleop as Bayek, better known as Euron Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, who will star opposite Momoa in the sequel. We are not yet sure what his role in the sequel will be. The plot of Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 will start where the second one left off. We're not sure how far from the end of the previous movie the next one will start, but with a complicated DCEU, it has to fit in with some stories of other DC heroes. In August 2020, James Wan claimed that he could see a different film to the original Aquaman in terms of its tone. James Wan said at DC Fandom earlier this year, "I'm excited to continue the journeys of our heroes, and anti-heroes for that matter, and to continue to expand on the world with number 2. Try to do new things I didn't get around to on the first film. Try something fresh." And the second one, I would say, is a little more serious, a little more relevant to the world we're living in today, and I think that's kind of where it wants to go. In addition to all the stories about Ocean Master and Black Manta that will probably form the core of Aquaman 2, there are all the other elements of Atlantean and Aquaman history that have been planted throughout DC Comics history. The announcement of a horror-focused Trench spin-off movie means any hope that Arthur and Mera would be squaring off against the Trench again in the sequel is likely not going to happen. But who knows? There's over 75 years of Aquaman history to draw from, so there are plenty of oceanic adventures to explore. It'll almost certainly see Black Manta demanding vengeance for Aquaman's transgressions in the opening minutes of the first film and other reasons. In the first film, we only saw the origin story of the classic villain, so his second outing is the logical time to unleash his full potential as Aquaman's arch-nemesis with more than 50 years worth of comics history to look to for inspiration. Prepare to see the worst of Black Manta. Speaking at a DC Fandom virtual panel, the director said, "I think the second one is a little bit more serious and a little bit more relevant in the world we are living in today. I think that's where it wants to go. Expect to see some more epic battle scenes in the sequel. It will be interesting to see if Black Manta will be the main protagonist in the next movie or not. Black Manta will probably appear a lot since he is such an important part of the Aquaman story, but killing him off will not work. So Aquaman will probably have another final villain to defeat." With that, we've come to the end of this video. Feel free to leave your predictions for the sequel in the comments section. What do you think we can expect in Aquaman 2? Until our next video, go in peace.